Hello, welcome everybody. At this stage, we're going to properly start the use of the PlanShift program for our job, which is taking off. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, the first thing you will do is when you open the PlanShift, you will now open new from the home tab. Okay, so it will bring this dialog box. So here it's giving you opportunity to name your job. Say you can name it 001. Okay, it's telling me I have already used that name. Take note. So I can see 00A1. Okay, A1. Now it's giving you opportunity to describe. Say Abuja job. Just for example, here in the red notice here, just telling you that you are now working on your local drive, because this software allow you to work on network, also over the internet, to share with other partners you are working together. Okay, now the other things, you make sure here the measurement type is in metric. You can use unit for English. That's imperial measurement. That's inches, foot, and others, if you are familiar. But nevertheless, you still have opportunity to change the dimension after here. So you click next. Then it gives you opportunity to select your file that you are working with. So now I already have a file name here, PlanShift tutorial 3-bedroom house plan. So I will choose that one. And remember, all your job must always be in a PDF or otherwise. So we'll explain that when you get there. So let's click next. And then these ones I just keep them in the same state you have it, particularly here. If you want to choose any other thing apart from gray, it's going to give you issues unless you are familiar. The point here is that the PDF file you are loading, you are going to use an overlay or drawing over it to get your takeoff. So if you have colored items on the drawing, it might confuse you, but it's just a matter of getting to know what you are really into. So don't change anything here. If you wish to, you can change if you master the program. So let's click next then. Okay, here is giving you opportunity to attach other file like Excel and all those things here. But let's go next. You come to that afterwards. Click next. Then finish. It's loading the file now. Okay, the file is properly loaded now. As you can see, it's labeled proposed foundation plan. Okay. Now if you click or you want to use this drawing at any point in time, this software is going to remind you that you have not scaled the drawing. So let's try something else. Let's say we want to measure. You see, it's telling us that this tool requires you to scale the page. That's your drawing. You see, then it's now asking you, would you want to do that? Now you can click yes and follow. Since a tutorial, we will now go step by step. So the first thing you remember, you must do always, that after loading your PDF file or your drawing, make sure you scale it. Here is the scale button. Okay, if you click the scale button, you can see that there are several already stated scales here. If you know the scale which is stated on the drawing, you can just choose any of them as stated on the drawing. Now I prefer doing my own scale, so I don't know the dimension, so or the scale, so I'm going to scale my own thing. So I will now select standard. Okay, so here is giving me opportunity to scale to whatever unit I want. In Africa, we are used to metric, so I will do that. You can use feet, inch, and all those in fractions if you are okay, but I'm going to use metric for this. Make sure here also is stated in metric. You can use any other if you wish to do so. Okay, let me go back. I'll come back to this scale. I need to explain this to you. Okay, now I want the highest ends from breadth, then length. Here, okay, you can see this dimension is in millimeters, and also this side also. That's why I'm going to use. So I need those figures, so keep that in mind. So I now go back to my scale, standard. Now I need this dimension here. If this is millimeter, if I put it back into meters, it will be 14.82 meters, right? So I'll now enter that in 14.82. Okay, here is asking you if you should apply this scale to all pages. Let's say you have 10 drawings as a package that you are working with. It's asking you if the software can scale all together, not going back to scale each and every page again. That is where it's asking you. I'm working with only one sheet, so I need not to select this. So that's understanding, and then automatically create dimension line that one maintaining. So let's click OK. So please watch here. You're going to see some arrows here that will indicate or tell you that I have scaled the drawing where the cursor is. You will see. So let's go. So now I'm going to zoom in and pick where the dimension is. Make sure it is exact. Okay, then click here too and leave it. So it has dimension for me as 14.82 meters. Watch here where the cursor, you can see it's indicating here that the horizontal ends has been scaled. Take note. Okay, now we need also to scale the vertical side also. You need to scale two sides for you to be okay in the work that you are going to start with. So go back to standard. Now the same process, we enter this value that is going to be 10.92. okay, so I click OK. Now come and pick the dimension as given. Okay, and then can zoom in or scroll up here and pick it. Okay, boom, it's giving us the dimension 10.92 meters. Watch back here where the cursor is. It's now telling you that the vertical also, which is the crossing arrow, has been scaled. Make sure every time you scale your drawings before you use. It is very important and urgent for you to scale your drawing always before you start your work or taking off. So that is done. The scale is complete. So let's try some few other things. For instance, I want to check the dimension to see if that is all right. So I click here the dimension button. So let's check the dimension given us here and see if we are okay to go. Select it here. Select it here. Okay, let's check. Right, it's giving us 3.439 meters as it is there. So that's a horizontal. I can check another vertical dimension for us to know we are on a good path. So I click here, then I click the other end. Okay, so it's giving us 1.833. See, means that our drawing has been properly scaled. The dimensions are okay for us to use. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to try some few units calculations as a stage of starting your drawing. Okay, so here, for instance, you want an area. This is the area button. There are other items under, but now we're going to focus on normal area. So for instance, I click area. Okay, you assuming we are doing a basic work, so let's not change anything and let's click OK. So now I want the concrete work in this area of the building. I can quickly check, click the corner, click the other end as to where I really need. Okay, and I'm just doing this for tutorial work. So okay, so now as I click there, I need to right click and indicate stop, or come back to digitalizer record and click it. So stop here. Okay, I've finished. So now let me press exit. Okay, so that is giving me the area, but I can't see on my cursor is showing that 25.3 meters square. That is the area that I need. I quickly get it. But to get this clear, let's go back to estimating. You will now see that the area work I started giving me a list of items I am working with. So back to home. So watch here. You will see that it has 25.3 meters square given there. Let's quickly get this. There's a light item here. You can on it and off it, because you might need to take off for some other items here and want it clear, so you can off it for the meantime or otherwise. Okay, thank you very much. So we try another normal item like linear. So for instance, I want to know how long this excavation is going to be. So I now click on the linear measurement, keep everything okay, then now select my desired points, click to the next one, click, I right click and give stop before I exit. So it's now giving me my linear measurement as 4.2 meters. So even if I lay it, I know this is the measurement I have it, then I can work with it. For instance, here you see that it is area of what? You come to where you will now label it to say my area of clearing sites or so, and also when it comes to the linear measurement we have worked with, you go. Okay, the same thing with count. You can come to the segment later, count, you click on count. For instance, you have WCs in the room, so you want to count them and use them in your taking up. So let's say there's a WC here, click here, counting one is here, one is here, one is here. So you can see from here that it's giving is on red, giving us 4 number. So I right click and stop, so I can exit now, escape. So it's giving us that if I should label this as WC, I'll go and now enter them as 4 number of them as it is. So at this point, I think you know how to start a job or a project, initiate a job, and how to start with some units that you can go with. Thank you very much.